Welcome to the buymeacoffee.com/James Poeartistry, the coffee tips page that supports my James Poeartistry creative productions and work. See also jamespoeartistry.online.
Hello, Perceptive Reader. This is going to be a Spotify play first posting on Wednesday, June 25th, because I had a chuckle. And it's really at the time where some people have already gone to bed in my location of the world, or they're about to go to bed, and here it is. I feel like I'm about to wake up for the rest of the night, but here's the case. I saw a sitcom. Okay, it was a series many years ago. A series that I liked, and this goes to show you how your brain does store everything. Practically something that meant value to you, and even if you never talked about it ever again. And this is one of those type of cases where uh, I really can't think of too many people that I've talked about what I'm about to talk with you on for its many years. Even while I was still, in school and everything, I really just didn't talk to anybody else about it. I get ready to make a joke. Somebody probably say, yeah, because you didn't have no friends. But that's a joke in itself as well, because we know for the most part, had somebody that maybe we did jive with. A lot of us, even in the not in the in crowd phase or what have you. Some of us did. As growing up, we may have weaved in and out, so to speak, different groups or classes of people, but all the while realizing that we still may not have fully integrated into those type of societies, those type of environments. Okay, but we knew how to be respectful towards them, and sometimes there were actually perks that came along with that. All the same, this is what got me laughing. And I'm probably going to put this in the heading because, like anybody who is over 80 or what have you, um, I don't, I don't name drop anyway, unless once again, if I just like the person, I just like the person. And I think somebody in his age bracket now, especially in the 70s or what have you, may appreciate what I'm about to share um, decades later. Here it is. Have you ever heard of the actor named Patrick Duffy? Patrick Duffy. Well, imagine somebody getting upset with you because you feel your favorite television show was taken off the air to go out and start running around on some orb wigs or something like that. Now imagine that. And some of you already saying, huh? What? And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll tell you about it. Back, some decades ago, there was a show called The Man from Atlantis. And man, I loved that show. I loved it. And I wasn't the only one who loved it. And so it was on only for about a season or two. Okay, a season or two. And I'll never forget. See, look at it. See, like I said, didn't he never talked about it or whatever. But I'll never forget that there was one year because like right now on the internet, anytime you don't see maybe a show or a series or even movies anymore, man, you can look up right quick what's going on with that and find out. Where it wasn't like that, man, back when they only even had three television stations. Basically, they had three television stations and really one public broadcasting station. Well, even if there were other stations, believe it or not, there were some channels that just wasn't always on. You might have just caught them if you had some type of special antenna. People used to make even homemade antennas so that they could grab those one or two other stations that always came in fuzzy. They would use clothes hangers and all sorts of stuff and said, look, I got channel 13. Yeah, I believe that was one of them. Because really you only had channel 12, I believe, channel 5 or 6 or something of that nature. I can't even remember what the three, channel 8. So the whole point is you really only had like 3 stations, and then you had the public broadcasting system channel. And then every now and then, if you had a special antenna, homemade jury wig antenna, you might pick up on stuff or what have you. And all this was before really even cable. You see what I'm saying? All this before cable. Well, all the same. Let's get back to Patrick Duffy. Let me tell you why one person got upset with him. Remember, you didn't know what was going on. All you know is, back in those days, your favorite show, Man from Atlantis, didn't come on anymore. And the next thing you know, because you heard that somebody said, yeah, it's coming on. It's coming on this season. I didn't even know what the person was talking about when they were saying that. What they were basically saying is, you're going to see Patrick Duffy again. Now, the next thing you know, when talk about a joke, because I still remember how this was done. The time that the Man from Atlantis was supposed to come on, or during that week or that night or what have you, one person kept saying, yeah, you're going to see it tonight. And what came on? Some show called Dallas. And then the person said, see, he's there. The Man from Atlantis is there. And I was like, what in the world is this person talking about? So do you see the joke, what it was? The actor, Patrick Duffy, was now on this new show, and the Man from Atlantis wasn't on. And I still remember from those days actually still trying to check the TV guides. See, that's what you used to have. You used to get them in the mail and everything. TV guides, or you bought them from the store. Always looking for when that Man from Atlantis was going to come back on. And then the times that it did show up on some of these other strange stations, all they were was reruns. So what am I telling you? I never really knew the show was canceled. You see what I'm saying? Never knew the show was canceled. And really didn't talk about too much about that. But this is what I just want to share to Patrick Duffy on what I really actually thought happened. I thought at that age that somebody had offered him, hey, come and make this new show popular. And then he gave up Man from Atlantis. And I was mad at him for it at that age. I was upset with him for it. But see, this is what I mean about getting your details and your facts together. And sometimes you don't even find out until years later. I didn't know the Man from Atlantis show was actually just canceled because of ratings. See, at that time period, I actually thought Patrick Duffy had some type of a lucrative offer, you see what I'm saying, money, and he just left us high and dry. And really the series was just canceled. And so I was mad at him, and I didn't even want to watch Dallas. When it first came out, because of the simple fact that Patrick Duffy had sold me out. And guess what? He didn't sell his fans out. He didn't sell me out. He was an actor, a young budding actor. And when the ratings just went down, then, he did what a lot of actors, they just moved on to another opportunity, and it turned into a great one at that. Yeah, it took me a season or so to get over being upset with them. You see what I'm saying, for selling me out. But the whole point is, I got over it after about a year or two, and now you can still see me from time to time. Show even the all the way from the 2012 era of some of the different skits or shows from that time, or you know, uh, it came on for another 2 years. Dallas did, and I wasn't able to watch that one every week. I only, caught bits and pieces because in the reality is, as some of you know, I really don't watch TV as much as you've heard me talk about, as maybe I would even like to. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you don't have to watch all that TV, whatever." And really, the reality is, I would like to watch a little bit more TV, but I'm so busy the way that my mind is all the time. I'm always trying to develop or create something, or meditate on this and that, from technology wise, spiritually, to writing, things of that nature. So the only time I really anymore sometimes will sit down and really watch TV, which I told you again just doesn't happen that often, is when I'm able to be in vacation mode, relax mode, or sometimes because my eyes just said, James, we're tired of reading this, we're tired of looking at this, we're tired of looking at the screen. Go somewhere and sit down and relax, drink your glass of wine, or what some people may say, drink your prune juice or whatever, and be happy. But anyway, I just want you to know I felt like sharing that with you because it gave me a chuckle, and it just goes to show again that you really just don't know what's going on when you're not able to get the firsthand information or the source of what you see what I'm saying. You need to know at times, and some people may look at that as just a regular chuckle, but it does have a greater meaning. On sometimes people really do get upset with one another, actually, because of not really knowing you see what the situation is, and they'll think somebody is mad at them, they'll think somebody done sold them out or what have you, and it's almost like, no, this system, this monster, if you will, of the way that the system works and money and all this stuff like that, it's like, no. The person just had to move on to this type of better, whether it's a better environment, whether it's a better job, whether it's just a better situation altogether, because life keeps moving on. Take care of yourself, Perceptive Reader.